Bangor. To the Northbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, a man awaits arraignment after being accused of killing a person in Lincolnville. Plus, game officials are once again warning about dangerous ice conditions following a number of accidents. And construction of the new I-395 extension is causing some headaches for residents and drivers. We'll hear their concerns coming up. Good morning, everyone. I'm Craig Colson in today. Emma Smith has the day off. She will be in tomorrow. We're going to start things off with a check of the weather forecast. Kind of quiet to start the work week off so far. Maybe a little snow later in the week, but for now we're just dealing with a little bit of clouds out there. We'll take the quiet. Here's Devin with an update.
And thank you very much, Craig. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we go this morning. We do have a small crowd advisory that is in effect until about 11 a.m. this morning, though. Again, wave heights have been a little active. We might see more alerts issued tomorrow as we'll be watching again for more gusty winds. They'll be moving in with gusts up to 20 miles per hour. That cannot be ruled out. For now, just some clouds are waking up too this morning. Nothing else to get too worried about at this point. Most of this action is pretty much just a cloud cover at this point. Everything else is farther down toward our south. There was some showers and thunderstorms. We're moving over the ocean this morning. We're watching for another front that's off to our north, and this could give us a few snow showers overnight tonight, but very little, if any, accumulations will take place later on tonight and tomorrow morning. But the winds will not be a big deal at all. Look at this, mainly at around 5 miles per hour, maybe up to 10 miles per hour before they start to pick up again for a little bit as we head towards the daytime tomorrow. But again, futurecast showing the clouds, maybe some breaks in those clouds to reveal some sunshine from time to time. Then a chance for a few snow showers overnight. Otherwise, we will remain partly cloudy in general. So here's your forecast for today. Mid-30s, mostly cloudy, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. In our hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, overall mostly cloudy sky. A few breaks in those clouds as we head toward the afternoon period. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig?
All right, Devin, we'll see you a little later on with your full forecast. We're going to start things off this morning with a little breaking news. There's apparently some sort of a police standoff underway in Plymouth at this hour. We don't have much information at this point, but we do know it's happening down around the area of Route 7 and Moosehead Trail. Earlier, when I was listening to the police scanner traffic, they were trying to talk to some man who was apparently barricaded in a vehicle. Not really sure what's going on there, other than there is a police standoff. They blocked off the road, and they're keeping people out of that area. We do have a crew on the way to the scene, and as soon as we know more, we'll pass it on to you. Rescuers have also been at the scene of a bad accident in Corunna this morning. It happened just after 5 a.m. on Moosehead Trail in Corunna. That's where a vehicle rolled over during a crash and then brought down some power lines. There aren't many details at this point, but it appears the driver was talking to rescuers, which is a good sign. We'll have more information as it becomes available. We're not sure if the two incidents are related or not. We know they both are happening in the area of Moosehead Trail, but we'll get to the bottom of it and we'll let you know later on. Meanwhile, a man charged with murder should appear before a judge this week, perhaps as soon as today. 42-year-old Matthew Pendleton was arrested Saturday and accused of killing a man in Lincolnville. It all started Friday morning when police received reports of an unresponsive male at a home on the Thorndike Road in Lincolnville. Deputies went to the scene and found 47-year-old Kevin Currit of Lincolnville passed away. An autopsy was conducted at the office of the medical examiner in Augusta, during which the death was ruled a homicide. Pendleton was then arrested Saturday and is being held at the Waldo County Jail without bail. There are no details at this point about how Currit was killed or how the two knew each other. Game officials once again sending out a warning about dangerous ice conditions following a deadly weekend. The body of a Bradford man was recovered Saturday after his snowmobile crashed through the thin ice on Seboyce Lake. Officials say 74-year-old Alan Cole was out with his dog on Friday looking for a place to go ice fishing. His family called for help when he didn't return Friday night. Wardens then found his dog while searching the lake and then saw snowmobile tracks leading into a large hole in the ice. They returned Saturday morning and recovered Cole's body. The town of Lincoln was also the scene of a cold water rescue over the weekend. It was around 12:30 Saturday when Lincoln Fire Department responded to a water rescue request after a diver's rope reportedly snapped. According to the fire department, the diver's partner quickly called 911 to rescue his partner. Firefighters responded to Coldstream Pond off Finney Farm Road in Lincoln with an emergency company and 2 ambulances. Fortunately, the driver was evaluated by EMS after being pulled from the icy water and denied transportation to the hospital. That person was fine. First responders say there were no reported injuries. Well, warmer weather and melting ice has made it difficult to go ice fishing so far this season. It's also causing multiple deaths and close calls already this winter. Asia Reed spoke with game officials about staying safe with those unpredictable ice conditions.
Ice fishermen are ready for the fishing season. The ice, however, not quite. Maine's winter weather has been warmer than usual for some of Maine's lakes, making it unsafe to ice fish. Game wardens say ice fishing is dependent on cold temperatures, the size of the lake, and what part of the state you are in. Never assume the ice is safe.
Unfortunately, right now, we've kind of had a slow start to the winter, and people are itching to get out on the ice and enjoy the outdoors.
Little Ossipee Lake is a popular ice fishing spot in Waterboro, but Mother Nature had other plans. The water is completely open and not frozen, just as many other lakes in Maine right now. Some fishermen say they haven't even gone out on the ice yet this season so far.
I certainly wouldn't trust the ice because the weather's been so warm lately.
Game wardens say a man's body was recovered from the ice, along with his snowmobile, in northern Maine Friday. Laddie says to look out for anything that can warm the ice before going out.
Inlets, outlets, moving water, drain holes, docks, rocks, logs, anything like that will attract heat.
The next step is to safely test the ice.
You always have to keep your head on a swivel. Take a chisel with you, your ice auger, every 10, 15, 20 feet, check the ice.
He says ice conditions can change throughout the day, and never assume it's safe, even if you see others on the lake. Check for 4 to 6 inches of ice. If you're taking out a vehicle, check the ice by foot first. Laddie tells ice fishers to always carry ice picks just in case you fall in. You can push them into the ice and pull yourself out. He also says if you fall in, always exit the same way out.
New lab results indicate unsafe levels of PFAS, otherwise known as forever chemicals, in the drinking water at 2 MSAD 70 schools in Aroostook County. Maine legislation required all community public water systems, non-community schools, and daycares to sample their drinking water for PFAS by the end of last year. The interim safety standard for PFAS in drinking water stands at 20 parts per trillion. The MSAD 70 superintendent says Hodgdon Middle School's water tested at 34.3 parts per trillion, and Mill Pond Elementary School tested at 23.1 parts per trillion.
It's extremely important to have clean drinking water in our schools for our staff and students. So what we did is we went to bottled water for consumption and for cooking. It was a smooth transition, which is something you probably wouldn't think we would have, dealing with students and making that change. But during COVID, we did the exact same thing. So it was seamless.
It has asked for a confirmation sample, which has since been collected, and school officials are waiting on the result. The superintendent says they will continue using alternative water sources until an official remediation plan is put into place. A congregation from a local church has been offered a new home by a local high school, but with a stipulation. Devin Dagnall met with the lead pastor to discuss that situation.
The Herman School Committee has offered Pines Church to use Herman High School's auditorium for its weekly church services. However, Matthew Joya, the lead pastor of the church, says that he's hesitant to accept because the proposed lease would be on a month-to-month basis, causing some uncertainty.
We have a lot of people that, we would need to mobilize to begin to attend church there, and just even planning for our Easter service, if we were to send emails out or we were to print out flyers. I have no guarantee that we would be there in April because it is indeed a month-to-month lease.
Currently, the church holds its weekly service out of a theater in the Spotlight Cinema. Joya says that his service receives anywhere from 150 to 200 attendees each week, which is near the maximum capacity of the theater.
We want to find a location or a venue where we can grow into it. And we feel like we're bumping up against the cap of 200 people. And so we want a place and a space where it gives us room to be able to grow and that we know, okay, we're going to be here for the next few years.
When the offer was given and the request for a yearly lease was not approved, Joya says that his church asked for a compromise from the Herman School Committee.
We actually met with them and asked them to consider putting a 6-month lease back on the docket.
According to Joya, the 6-month lease was also denied. At this time, Pine Church has not made a decision as to whether or not they will accept the existing offer. We reached out to Herman's superintendent of schools about the situation, but at this time, we have not received any comment. In Orono, for ABC7 and Fox 22, Devin Dagnalt.
A Bangor store and farmers market is offering unique items from all across the ocean. Ingrid's German Gift Shop provides locals with a variety of European foods and gifts that are difficult to find anywhere else in Maine. Shoppers say the farmers market has become a staple in the Bangor community. According to owner Rick Gilbert, the market is more than your average shopping experience.
It gives you the chance to try different breads and ethnic foods, and it's a social event. It's different than going to your grocery store. I think we're gifted to be here.
The farmers market offers authentic Italian, olive oil, bakery items, and Maine-made meats and cheeses. The market runs every Saturday from 8:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. all year round. During the week, there's a wonderful greenhouse over there. During the weekend, on Saturdays, you won't want to miss it. Head over there for the European market. You'll find some great foods, crafts, that sort of thing. And by the way, it's right on Buck Street in Bangor, right by the Cross Insurance Center. The time now is 8:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, construction on the new I-395 extension will make it more difficult for some drivers to make it around. We'll hear their concerns. But first, another check of our weather forecast. Today, a mostly cloudy day with highs near 34 degrees. Perhaps a few isolated showers and isolated flurries overnight. Not showers. Don't worry about the rain, folks. Tomorrow, we'll see some sun. It will also be breezy with highs near 32 degrees.
Toyota's all-wheel drive vehicles not only conquer the elements, Toyota conquers its competitors by sheer selection. You see, Toyota has 20 different all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive models. That's more than Subaru, more than Honda, more than Jeep. Conquer most anything with the adventure-seeking all-wheel drive RAV4 or the powerful all-wheel drive RAV4 Hybrid, both with Toyota Safety Sense technology included. See your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
At Riptide Smoke Shop, we pride ourselves on being local. Riptide is locally owned and operated at its new location in Belfast. We have a large selection of glass from over 40 local artists. We have prices for everyone, starting at just a few dollars. Trying to quit? Try one of our 50-plus vape flavors. Riptide offers incense, pendants, clothing, art, and more. Come vibe with the Tide. A deal worth the drive.
Where do you go when you need a real estate appraisal? Who has the experience that I need? Who can I trust? Maine Val has over 30 years of experience across the state of Maine in providing top-quality real estate appraisal services. Contact us today and speak with one of our many licensed professionals. Maine Val, quality delivered on schedule. Call us today at 207-573-3222. That's 573-3222.
You ready? There's no peeking.
It's festive family fun.
Window.
Christmas present.
Christmas gift. Gift is correct.
All wrapped up.
No boots, no boots, no shoes.
No shoes is correct. There we go. These are a little like Santa's helper's shoes.
In one picture-perfect show.
Come on, one more, let's go. It's a hat.
Party
it's
hat.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is correct.
Pictionary.
Weekdays at 10 on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Ongoing roadway construction in Eddington has led to frustrations. David Ledford explains.
The Maine Department of Transportation is building a new bridge in Eddington as the latest step in the I-395 Route 9 connector project, a 6-mile stretch of highway that will run between Brewer and Eddington. Starting January 9th, all Cluleyville Road traffic will be redirected to Levenseller and Nolan Road. According to Damian Vayu, a spokesperson for the Maine DOT, this detour will remain in place for the next year.
There are signs posted to alert drivers, and that detour is expected to be in place for most of 2023 while bridge work the excavation is done and the construction is ongoing.
While locals say they are frustrated by this change, some are more upset by the addition of the highway itself.
I was against it from day one. I give up a long time ago. There's just nothing you can do about it. You either accept it or you don't.
For other residents, the potential noise that will come from the new roadway is a significant concern. Patrick Cody, who lives only a few hundred feet from the current bridge construction, says he's waiting to find out if the sound of the vehicles will be too much to tolerate.
If it gets too bad, this house is going up for sale. I'm out of here. I'm going further in the woods.
The roadway was contracted by the Sargent Corporation for nearly $85 million. According to the Maine DOT, the new connector will provide locals with greater mobility and ease of access to the Bangor-Brewer area. Vayu says the road has been under construction since January of 2022 and is already halfway done. However, the department does not expect the highway to be completely finished until 2025. In Eddington, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
A museum in Maine is offering families with children living with sensory needs the opportunity to explore the world of science in a safe environment. The Maine Discovery Museum in Bangor has resumed its My Day to Play program. Let me say that again, My Day to Play program. 2 Sundays a month, the museum makes slight changes to its displays in order to accommodate those with special sensory needs.
When we first started the program, we walked around and tried to look at our environment and what is going on through the eyes of somebody who might have some sensory issues like noise sensitivity or light sensitivity. What we do is very simple. We turn some lights off. We turn some flashing lights off. We turn the volume down in anything that makes a noise in the museum.
Rudy Plummer, the Director of Education at the Maine Discovery Museum, says the My Day to Play program is completely free for families and that there is no documentation or registration needed to attend. You can learn more by visiting mainediscoverymuseum.org or visit their Facebook page. The time now is 8:17. Coming up after the break, we'll continue our special interview with local police chiefs about the challenges and concerns they face. Plus, President Biden visits the southern border before heading to Mexico to talk border security. Those stories and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Does your vehicle need a little more work? Have an odd sound coming from somewhere? Bring it over to Jackson's Automotive in Old Town. We have the best technicians and offer a fair price. We also accept all aftermarket protection plans. Now, if you're unable to drive your vehicle to us, we can help you get it here. Also, if you'd like to protect your vehicle for years to come, we offer Wool Wax undercarriage protection. We're located at 546 Main Street in Old Town. Give us a call at 827-2676.
It's your journey. Own every mile in an available H-Track all-wheel drive Hyundai SUV. Get 2.9% APR financing for up to 48 months on select Hyundai vehicles. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Come try one of our daily specials at Pat's Pizza in Hamden.
Tuesday, spaghetti or ziti with meatballs or sausage, only $5.50.
Wednesday, large one-topping pizza, only $8.50.
Thursday, get an oven-baked wrap for only $6.
Friday is fish and fries for only $8.
And Saturday, get a small one-item pizza with a fountain soda, only $8.
Bring the family to Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road, North Hamden.
Let's go! February 12th, the Super Bowl is on Fox.
Let's go!
It's not how you begin.
You take advantage of the moment. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's get rolling now.
But how you finish.
Dominate from the first step to the last step.
Super Bowl 57, February 12th on Fox.
Just remain calm. Grab the head.
You grab the head. Animal Control premieres February 16th.
It's on me now.
On Fox.
In a recent town hall-style forum, we spoke to police chiefs from around the region about the biggest issues they deal with and how they're trying to address them. Virtually all of them pointed to one issue as the biggest challenge facing their departments, fueling more calls for service than any other and forcing them to think outside the box on how to handle it. Beth Jones has the story.
On any given day, law enforcement officers in Maine suit up knowing they could face just about anything. Their training has prepared them for that. But now their biggest challenge is one they say police departments didn't expect.
In Bangor, it's mental health.
The growing number of calls for service when community members find themselves in a mental health-related crisis.
The mental illness and the drug issues are out of control, to put it bluntly.
I think that's really the biggest hurdle that we're facing right now.
According to an article published in 2021 by the American Psychological Association, it was estimated that at least 20% of police calls for service involved a mental health or substance use crisis.
That we became the social workers and we became the default of who you call. And now, the law enforcement across the United States are scrutinized for that.
It takes the time that it consumes takes away from proactive law enforcement.
That's why Bangor Police Sergeant Jason McCambly says they're implementing what's called the BCAT, Bangor Community Action Team.
They are social workers who are going to go out and handle calls. They're going to be dispatched through the police department, and they're going to take some of the load off the officers.
McCambly says once that team is active, he believes they'll see a 50% reduction in those non-policing services for officers, putting the right professionals with the right training where they're needed.
It's going to take them a while to get up to speed. We understand that. And they're going to be spread out over the course of the day and the weekends and connect the people that need resources to those resources, because the police don't have that expertise. We're not social workers.
Chief Mills says programs like that require multiple layers of investment from the community, but it's a case worth making.
You need to really get the buy-in from your local, your tax base to do that, because we're not getting a lot of assistance from the federal or the state, funding for that. But that's the model. If the state's going to spend any extra money in the coming years, it has to be on mental health.
It's not just the struggles of community members, though, that are in the spotlight now. The unspoken impact of incidents like the horrific mass shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School, combined with the everyday incidents that haunt police officers, have ended numerous careers and fueled disturbingly high numbers of suicides among law enforcement. It's forced departments to open a broader dialogue when it comes to the mental health of their own.
We're taking a different approach, not only because of Sandy Hook, yes, that played a major role, but I think we're stepping away from, the persona has always been that we are the fixers and we don't worry about ourselves. And fortunately, we are now looking at each other and saying, hey, you need help, or we need help, or I need help. And that is a drastic change that I've seen.
Leonard says that change has been years, even decades in the making, but it will be crucial to maintaining a healthy police force in the future.
I think that it is impacting us, and it's not only impacting us, but it's impacting our family. And as chief law enforcement officers, it's our responsibility, one, to make sure that our troops are okay. But it doesn't matter if our troops are okay if we're not okay. So,
reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22, I'm Beth Jones.
It is now 8:24 a.m. Let's get a full look at our forecast with Devin Biggs.
All righty, Craig, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home and Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we go. Small craft advisories are up until about 11 a.m. this morning. As the winds start to back off, we may have to watch for more of these to get issued, as more gusty winds will be on the way for the daytime tomorrow. As for now, there's some clouds currently moving overhead. Some of these will break up from time to time to reveal some sunshine before we have another system out to our north and west that will be moving in, and now gives the opportunity for a few snow showers that could try to sneak in later on tonight. Nothing to get too worried about. Hardly any accumulation, so you might just notice the snow showers, and that'll be about it. But meanwhile, though, this system farther down toward the south, moving to the east, that's causing some more showers and thunderstorms currently over the ocean. But currently moving forward, though, futurecast showing those clouds sticking around today. Maybe breaking those clouds overnight tonight in a few spots before the sun sets. So some sunshine cannot be ruled out before a few snow showers move in overnight. But again, hardly any accumulations to worry about. Maybe waking up to a mixture of clouds and sunshine for the daytime tomorrow. So overall, we'll be looking pretty good with a decent amount of sunshine that we'll be enjoying as we head through your Tuesday overall. Then a warm-up moving in later on this week also. And again, not much cloud cover developing again as we head towards Wednesday morning. So we'll get a nice break from the clouds in general Tuesday and also in your Wednesday. Again, not much snow to get too worried about. Hardly anything at all later on tonight or tomorrow morning. So overall, we'll be looking pretty good moving forward. So again, the wind is going to be the other thing you'll have to watch out for. So again, for today, not a big deal. Maybe a quick breeze up to 5 miles per hour, and that'll be about it. It's tomorrow that I'll have to watch out for some more of these gusty winds that can reach up around 20 to 25 miles per hour in a few spots throughout the day. So we need to watch this closely. This is at least through 9 a.m. as we head towards your Tuesday. Our average high is 28 degrees. So we'll reach for the lower to middle 30s the next few days, upper 20s for your Wednesday. Then really warming up Thursday, mid-30s then. The lower to middle 40s Friday into Saturday before we cool off again as we head towards your Sunday in the lower 30s. So your forecast for today, mid-30s, mostly cloudy, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Later on tonight, lower 20s, partly cloudy. A few snow showers can't be ruled out. Hardly any accumulations at best, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, lower 30s, partly cloudy and breezy. Northwest wind getting up about 20 miles per hour. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. So here we go. We're partly cloudy again on Wednesday. Highs in the upper 20s. More snow showers on Thursday. Highs in the mid-30s. And rain and snow showers Friday. Highs soaring into the mid-40s.
When Cat Tracks in LaGrange wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Cat Tracks in LaGrange is your dealer for Hewitt lifts and roller docks, with the goal to get you on the lake faster than anyone else.
It's time to start planning that new home or garage you've been thinking about. Hammond Lumber Company is here to help, offering complete building packages with everything you need. With several options on their website and thousands of unique plans in their in-house drawing catalog, Hammond will help you make your dreams a reality. Choose your materials from Hammond's extensive showroom displays, and Hammond will deliver your order from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Start planning your new home or garage at Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. We are the top source for screen printing, embroidery, branded merchandise, and direct-to-garment printing. With 25 years experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and a commitment to excellence, why trust your apparel products with anyone else? And now, Brandywine Graphics can easily launch online stores for your school or organization. Simply design your products from brands like Eddie Bauer, Carhartt, and more. Share the link and we'll do the rest. Like we said, Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. Find out more at brandywinegraphics.com or at our Hamden location.
Come visit Candor Cafe inside the Bangor Mall, where your fresh and healthy meals are made for you by a certified nutritionist. We also offer plant-based and gluten-free options. Stop by and see us today. Candor Cafe inside the Bangor Mall.
I did what I did because I had to.
I'm gonna make this right. You have my word.
This is a nightmare.
How am I the bad guy?
He's dangerous.
You could tell me the truth. Don't you want it to stop?
Welcome back, everyone. Now to the nation's southwest border, where President Joe Biden made his first trip Sunday since taking office. His visit coming as the Republican-led House promises to probe into the administration's handling of the surge in migrants at the border seeking asylum in the U.S. ABC's Justin Finch has the latest from Washington.
On a Texas tarmac, Governor Greg Abbott greeting President Biden with a letter outlining his plan to address the crisis at the border.
I urge him in the letter to see the real chaos.
Biden's first trip to the U.S.-Mexico border as commander-in-chief comes as El Paso grapples with this latest migrant surge, where he met with border guards and promised more resources. Averaging 2,500 daily apprehensions last month, the administration sending new funding and manpower, helping to cut that number to about 700 per day. The president joining top Homeland Security officials to tour a migrant processing center and speaking with field agents and local leaders. The DHS secretary calling out Congress for not fixing the country's broken immigration system.
We want individuals who qualify for relief under our laws to come to the United States in a safe and orderly way.
The administration's new immigration policies include sending 30,000 migrants back to Mexico every month, while launching an extended parole program allowing 30,000 migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela the chance to request asylum monthly, provided they clear strict requirements, such as having a sponsor in the U.S. and passing background checks.
Tenemos la fe de que nos van a ayudar.
This man from Venezuela telling ABC he has faith the U.S. will help him. The president is now in Mexico City, where he will meet with that country's president to discuss topics including strengthening U.S.-Mexico supply chains and the migrant crisis.
Meanwhile, the Chinese government has begun the process of reopening its border with Hong Kong, letting the first passengers off a train from mainland China into Hong Kong. For nearly 3 years, the border was shut down in an effort to contain the spread of COVID, but the Chinese government has begun rescinding its pandemic-era restrictions. Up to 60,000 Hong Kong residents will now be able to cross the border into the mainland as it's gradually reopened. This eliminates what had been a mandatory quarantine for travelers from Hong Kong to the mainland. Anyone who wants to cross the border will be required to test negative for COVID within 48 hours of making the crossing, and passenger quotas that apply to travel in both directions will also be in effect. Well, China, after recently receiving international attention for its latest COVID-19 surge, now says it's preparing to relax those restrictions. China says it's because COVID infection rates are dropping, but global health officials warn those numbers don't tell the whole story. Fox's Trey Yingst has more.
The World Health Organization says China is currently underrepresenting the number of COVID cases sweeping the country. It's been a major point of contention between leadership in Beijing and the WHO, whose officials say the Chinese have narrowed the definition of what counts as a COVID death. They're also reportedly not providing full data on the current outbreak. In December, China reported 120,000 new weekly cases and weekly deaths ranging between 200 and 400 people, though images on the ground tell a different story. Overflowing hospitals and morgues indicate the true numbers are likely much higher.
With circulation in China so high and comprehensive data not forthcoming, as I said last week, it's understandable that some countries are taking steps they believe will protect their own citizens. This data is useful to WHO and the world, and we encourage all countries to share it.
Another piece of evidence that alerted the international community to the high caseload in China was the testing of arriving passengers at airports. In late December, 2 flights from China to Italy were tested, and the results were staggering. On one plane, half of the passengers were positive for coronavirus, and the other plane had more than 30% of people with the infection. The recent developments come after China got rid of its zero-COVID policy amid increased internal pressure. A new highly transmissible subvariant of COVID-19 is spreading right now, and it's why health officials say they need up-to-date data to help slow the spread. In Jerusalem, Trey Yingst, Fox News.
And when we come back on Good Morning Maine, we will meet, Mrs. Maine will join us in the studio. We'll also hear about a unique tradition in for New Year's in Tokyo, where people are welcoming the new year. You'll want to see it. Stick around.
Are you looking to have some fun, including soaring on Skyrider, the ultimate indoor zip line? Well, come over to Urban Air, Bangor's #1 birthday party destination. located at the Airport Mall. Urban Air has gravity-defying attractions for all ages, including our warrior course, trampolines, enormous arcade section, and climbing walls. Call us today to schedule your birthday party. And don't forget, we have endless play memberships available as well. Urban Air, let them fly.
Before and bath fitter. Before and bath fitter. If you have a before bath, now's the time to call Bath Fitter to get a beautiful after. With our unique tub over tub process, there's no mess or stress. Spend smart on a beautiful new bath done right, backed by a lifetime warranty. Join over 2 million happy customers who know it just fits. Bath Fitter. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, today is Monday, January 9th, 2023. It's also National Clean Your Desk Day. Did you know the average work desk can be 100 times filthier than a kitchen table? Nasty, right? Well, they can also be 400 times less hygienic than a toilet seat. That's according to a special report. Having a clean desk, they say, can also unclutter your mind and inspire you. I'm not sure if I believe that or not. I read something else at one time that people with brilliant minds tend to have a messy office, a messy desk. I'm sticking with that one. On this day in history, in 1793, Jean-Pierre Blanchard made the first successful balloon flight in the U.S. In 1902, the state of New York introduced a bill to outlaw flirting in public. Apparently, they didn't like PDAs back then. In 1945, General Douglas MacArthur led U.S. troops as they invaded the Philippines. And in 1952, the Marines gave notice that baseball great Ted Williams was called up to active duty in the military. Today's birthdays include Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, is 40. Led Zeppelin guitarist Jimmy Page is 78. And singer Dave Matthews is 55 years old today. Congratulations or happy birthday to all of them. By the way, this is also the birthday of late President Richard Nixon. Just a little more history there for you there. All right, well, starting the week this week, we don't have any major storms on tap. I think people will be happy to hear that. It looks like kind of a gray day today to kick things off. Let's check in with Devin for more.
And thank you very much, Craig. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we go this morning. We do have a small crowd advisory that is in effect until about 11 a.m. this morning, though. Again, wave heights have been a little active. We might see more alerts issued tomorrow as we'll be watching again for more gusty winds. They'll be moving in with gusts up to 20 miles per hour. That cannot be ruled out. For now, just some clouds are waking up too this morning. Nothing else to get too worried about at this point. Most of this action is pretty much just a cloud cover at this point. Everything else is farther down toward our south. There was some showers and thunderstorms. We're moving over the ocean this morning. We're watching for another front that's off to our north, and this could give us a few snow showers overnight tonight, but very little, if any, accumulations will take place later on tonight and tomorrow morning. But the winds will not be a big deal at all. Look at this, mainly at around 5 miles per hour, maybe up to 10 miles per hour before they start to pick up again for a little bit as we head towards the daytime tomorrow. But again, futurecast showing the clouds, maybe some breaks in those clouds to reveal some sunshine from time to time. Then a chance for a few snow showers overnight. Otherwise, we will remain partly cloudy in general. So here's your forecast for today. Mid-30s, mostly cloudy, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. In our hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, overall mostly cloudy sky. A few breaks in those clouds as we head toward the afternoon period. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig?
All right, thank you very much, Devin. Well, in case you haven't heard, by the way, the Patriots lost to the Bills yesterday. Not good news for Pats fan. It looks like their season coming to an end. But when we come back, we will be having a special sports interview, and Mrs. Maine will be here in the studio. So stick around. We'll hear from them coming up.
I went to Angie and typed in pool,
water heater,
cleaners, garage,
interior painting, exterior painting.
For whatever project you need, there's an option. Oh, I have another project. Let me try this.
Get started at Angie.com today.
Toyota's all-wheel drive vehicles not only conquer the elements, Toyota conquers its competitors by sheer selection. You see, Toyota has 20 different all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive models. That's more than Subaru, more than Honda, more than Jeep. conquer most anything with a tough Tacoma 4x4, the best-selling midsize pickup for 17 years, and named best truck among midsize pickups. See your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
When Zulke Tree Service wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Zulke Tree Service has been serving the greater Bangor area since 2018. Zulke Tree Service offers free in-person quotes. Give us a call today. Welcome to your family fun entertainment center, Movie Rocket Entertainment Galaxy. Movie Rocket has newly renovated cinemas, and the Starcade features all the best video and arcade games around. Movie Rocket, 268 Odland Road in Bangor, and at movierocketbangor.com.
On the next Last Man Standing.
Look at the three of you. You're like the more beautiful Charlie's Angels. Ooh, I'm called Farrah. No, Jackson Smith. No, Cameron Diaz. Which angel am I? Charlie.
Vanessa's little sister is back in town.
April was just catching us up on her awesome life. It's like a Kate Hudson rom-com.
Oh, I should take this call in the den.
Hey, your phone didn't ring.
Just let me go.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
This is Sheldon Cooper's theory of relativity. A is annoyance.
My man.
When was the last time you washed your hands?
Young Sheldon 5 times a week.
On Fox 22.
What can the island do for you?
My fantasy is to be a chick magnet. I'm in love with you.
I don't even know where to begin.
Fantasy Island, all new tonight on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. I am here with our guest of the week, Lucas McNally, but you guys may know him more as Maine Basketball Rankings on Twitter. Lucas, thanks for staying with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming with us. So you run what should I call the Maine Basketball Rankings website? I don't want to call it a blog, but you do release the daily blog.
It's like I call it a spreadsheet that hates your team.
I like that. So with the power rankings and everything, how did you start this, or where did you come up with this idea? How did it come to fruition?
Well, I would do stats for my brother's team, because my brother's was at the time the JV coach from Adomic Valley, and now he's the varsity girls coach. And I would do his stats for him, and then people were arguing back in the 4-class system, which you probably don't remember, about these county teams and the mid-coast teams, and they're in the same region, but they didn't have any games in common. So it was this big thing, like, who's going to win? Who's better? I'm like, well, that's a math problem. How hard could that be? And it turns out it's very, very hard.
So you set an algorithm, right?
Yeah.
And it comes up with, first you do the heel points, you do the power rankings, you do tournament. Is that new, tournament odds?
Tournament odds they came back. They were pre-pandemic, and then they came back this year.
So how long have you been doing this?
2015 I started, and then last year I didn't do it because I had some other stuff that it's so time intensive that I just couldn't do it, and so then I came back this year because the Bangor Daily News kind of talked me into it.
So for like 5 to 6 years, you were kind of just doing this under almost an alias. No one knew it was Lucas McNally running Maine Basketball Rankings.
Some people knew.
Some people knew.
It was a badly kept secret.
What made you decide to just kind of unveil the secret this year?
Well, I was on the fence about coming back for this year, and then the Bangor Daily News reached out to me, and they're like, hey, would you write a column for us? And I was like, well, that sounds fun. And they're like, we want you to have opinions about things. And I'm like, well, I'm very good at that. And they're like, but you would have to use your real name. So then I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, okay, all right, that's been long enough. Enough people know anyway that it seemed worth it to do that, and so that's...
So they kind of twisted your arm and got you into
it?
Yeah,
they were talking me into it.
So you said very good with the opinions on Maine high school basketball, but then you turned to the math thing where it's very kind of X input, Y output thing.
Yeah.
Is there ever like a man versus model disagreement thing when they make the spreads, when they do the projections?
Yeah, I'll see spreads come out because the model will kick out a spread for each game. It'll say, Deering by 4 or whatever, and sometimes I'll look at them and I'll go, oh no, Deering's much better than that. And then Deering will win by exactly 4. Like those are the games the model gets exactly right, where I'm like, no chance, Deering's better than that. No.
So what do you think, if you were to kind of just pitch this to people who may not have seen the website before, what do you think is the coolest thing on there that would bring someone who has never subscribed before to subscribe?
Well, the big thing is if you've been to the MPA's Heel Point page, it's a disaster. And the big thing is that mine is not. And it will save you about 10 minutes a day.
Just from waiting for it to load.
Just for waiting for it to load. So there's that. But then there's power rankings, and there's the projection for each game, and then there's the tournament odds that are like scarily accurate. and will tell you that like the Old Town girls are already going to be the 1 seed.
Have they clinched?
They've clinched the tournament, I think. I think they've clinched. I ran it this morning, and then I'd get in the car to come here, and I haven't looked at all of it. But they were on the verge of clinching. You know, it'll tell you that Brewer is going to be the 1 already in B North or in A North, and I sort of tell people it's one of those things that if you go to the website and you start looking around, you'll instantly go, "This is absolutely my jam," or "I hate every part of this." So there's very few people on the fence. You know,
so when they set spreads for tournament games, the model, I say they, but the model. Do you get
it's kind of self-aware?
It's kind of okay. Do you get kind of the idea like, okay, some teams are going to upset, or when it comes tournament time, I feel like anything can happen.
Anything can happen in the tournament, but it does quite well in the tournament.
Interesting.
And in the tournament is like the one time when people like you have the pundits around the state all make their predictions, and the model beats them every year.
It'll be me versus the model this year.
It'll be you versus the model, and we'll have a heavyweight fight, and it will not go well for you. I'm sorry.
Do you have any big projections this year that maybe the model might not see come tournament time? Any sleeper teams?
Well, I've been surprised with the Old Town girls. I was surprised with how well they've done.
They're on fire.
They're on fire. They're crushing it. But yeah, I think we'll definitely have some shockers. And there's always the one, you know, even if you're 95% to win a game, there's that 5% where you don't win the game. And the 1 seed loses to the 8 seed.
And it just, everything breaks loose, which is what we love about the Maine high school basketball tournament.
I always say that I'm always rooting for the model to be correct because it makes me look smart. But then I'm also rooting for the biggest possible upset that someone can pull off. So if, you know,
love anarchy.
If the 14 seed can run the table and win the whole thing in C North, I'm all for that.
I'm all for that too. And I appreciate your time coming on, explaining the model. If you want to just maybe plug your socials where people can find this information.
Yeah, you can find me on mainbasketballrankings.com is the website. You can sign up. There's a free version where you get a daily email update, and then there's the paid version where you get more math than you could possibly comprehend. And I'm on Facebook and Twitter.
Awesome. All right, well, Lucas, thank you for coming with us. We'll have much more after this. Stay with us.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps, we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
CEM DP Porter Contractors has been in business for over 40 years in the Bangor area. We specialize in design build for commercial, medical, and residential. We can assist our customers with anything from lot procurement to helping find financing for your project, along with building maintenance and renovations. CEM DP Porter Contractors is currently hiring in Herman for multiple positions, including carpenters and laborers. We offer vacation, holidays, a 3% IRA match, and competitive pay. If interested in applying, please contact Jason at 207-848-7486.
Hi, I'm Nick, and I'm one of the heat pump consultants at Dave's World. We are Maine's leader in heat pump installations because we have an awesome team that is dedicated to an awesome experience, and we are backed by Mitsubishi products. It's easy to promise awesome, but it is another thing to deliver on awesome. There are so many solutions for every home. The goal is to solve problems and find what's right for the customer. You have heating and cooling problems, we will solve them from start to finish. Dave's World, awesome.
The Drew Crew is here! Hello!
Yes, let's Drew it.
You're here now. It's fantastic. Just stay that way. I love it.
Baby, do you feel me now?
Feeling it.
Oh, give us a pint of the good stuff, Drew.
You kind of crushed it today. I do love this job.
Yeah! Drew, weekdays at 11 on Fox 22.
Welcome back, everyone, to Good Morning Maine, where we're joined in the studio now by a very special guest. Thank you for joining us today. We have Autumn Perry. You are Mrs. Maine for 2023.
I am the USOA Mrs. Maine for 2023.
Yeah. When did this all happen? Did they just have the pageant recently?
Yes, in October, the beginning of October.
Yeah. So how does it feel? You said that this is just something you wanted to try. You didn't like grow up in the pageants or anything.
I did not. This was my very first pageant experience. I took it out of a whim and pushed myself to do it. I do once a year push myself to do one thing that sets me out of my comfort zone, and this was it. And this was my outcome, and I went into it not wanting any sort of winning outcome, and I'm so glad I did it. It's an out-of-body experience, and
what a challenge just to try something. I mean, you're up in front of all those people. Now you really are kind of like an ambassador for Maine. You have to travel around.
Absolutely. And it's amazing. I've met so many great people, unbelievable people that are just life-changing, inspiring people that I want to keep so close to my heart.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourself. You grew up here locally.
I did. I went to Brewer High School. I live in Glenburn with my family. My husband and I own local businesses, so we're close to our communities. And yeah.
You got 2 little kids?
We do. We have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old.
So you are a busy family.
We are. I wear many hats.
Yeah, you're trying to keep these kids, fed and all that kind of thing, but you're also working really hard too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. How do you manage to do all this at the same time?
Really good organization skills. I have a great husband at home that helps me along the way.
Yeah. What do you hope to accomplish? Now, normally people in your position, they'll have some things, you're getting a microphone for the next year or so, and it's your chance to kind of highlight some things important to you. What are you hoping to highlight?
Absolutely. The pageant's motto is to empower, inspire, and uplift, and I hope to carry that out fully. I think it's extremely important, especially to young women, actually all women. If I could do it, anybody could do it. Also, I'm working really hard on my platform, DICE, which stands for Dream. Sorry.
Leave it at DICE. It's kind of hard to remember all these things.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
When you're sitting out here. But it really has to do with young entrepreneurs?
Yes, absolutely. I would like to promote entrepreneurship with these young students. I feel like it's really important that people live out their dreams, not just something that they feel like they have to do.
Right. And with your background, you know a lot about this.
Yes,
absolutely. You're
absolutely.
working in a family business too. Well, that's fantastic. What would you say if there's some little girls out there watching this, dreaming about doing this kind of thing someday?
I say go for it. Absolutely go for it. Don't even think about it. Just go for it.
And who knows, maybe you'll be sitting here one of these days.
I hope that you do. I hope that you are.
So what's next for you? You're probably heading back to work today, but you're going to be doing more of these kinds of things over the months ahead?
Absolutely. I'm heading to Vegas at the end of March, early April, and I cannot wait to be back on that stage.
And what happens then? It's Mrs. America. Is that the pageant then?
Yeah, it's a USOA national pageant, and I will be competing against the other states and the other women there, and I can't wait to meet all the other women.
Well, that's fantastic. We'll have to stay in touch.
Yes, I can't wait.
Yeah, we wish you the best as you head out there, and we'll have to hopefully get you back here in the studio again and talk to you about it.
That would be wonderful.
So, well, thank you for joining us
awesome.
today. Getting
Thanks,
up
Craig.
early.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
Thanks, guys.
Now on with Devin with your weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we go. Small craft advisories are up until about 11 a.m. this morning. As the winds start to back off, we may have to watch for more of these to get issued, as more gusty winds will be on the way for the daytime tomorrow. As for now, just some clouds currently moving overhead. Some of these will break up from time to time to reveal some sunshine before we have another system off to our north and west that will be moving in, and now gives us the opportunity for a few snow showers that could try to sneak in later on tonight. Nothing to get too worried about. Hardly any accumulation, so you might just notice the snow showers, and that'll be about it. But meanwhile, though, this system farther down toward the south, moving to the east, that's causing some more showers and thunderstorms currently over the ocean. But currently moving forward, though, futurecast showing those clouds sticking around today. Maybe breaking those clouds overnight tonight in a few spots before the sun sets. So some sunshine cannot be ruled out before a few snow showers move in overnight. But again, hardly any accumulations to worry about. Maybe waking up to a mixture of clouds and sunshine for the daytime tomorrow. So overall, we'll be looking pretty good with a decent amount of sunshine that we'll be enjoying as we head through your Tuesday overall. A little warm-up moving in later on this week also. And again, not much cloud cover developing again as we head towards Wednesday morning. So we'll get a nice break from the clouds in general Tuesday and also in your Wednesday. Again, not much snow to get too worried about. Hardly anything at all later on tonight and tomorrow morning. So overall, will be looking pretty good moving forward. So again, the wind is going to be the other thing you'll have to watch out for. So again, for today, not a big deal. Maybe a quick breeze up to 5 miles per hour, and that'll be about it. It's tomorrow that you'll have to watch out for some more of these gusty winds that can reach up to around 20 to 25 miles per hour and a few spots throughout the day. So we need to watch this closely. This is at least through 9 a.m. as we head towards your Tuesday. Our average high is 28 degrees. We'll reach for the lower to middle 30s the next few days, upper 20s for your Wednesday. Then really warming up Thursday, mid-30s then. The lower to middle 40s Friday into Saturday before we cool off again as we head towards your Sunday in the lower 30s. So your forecast for today, mid-30s, mostly cloudy, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Later on tonight, lower 20s, partly cloudy. A few snow showers can't be ruled out. Hardly any accumulations at best, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, lower 30s, partly cloudy and breezy. Northwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. So here we go. We're partly cloudy again on Wednesday. Highs in the upper 20s. More snow showers on Thursday. Highs in the mid-30s. And rain and snow showers Friday. Highs soaring into the mid-40s.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. It's a wintry mix out there, but pockets of orange are standing out against the white blanket of snow throughout the state. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes just like yours. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
At Bouchard Cleaning, rebuilding and restoring means more than just another job. To us, it's about bringing back cherished memories, restoring unforgettable moments in time, and giving hope when all was thought to be lost. For over 35 years, our mission has remained the same. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
Are you fed up with high prices at the pump? Do monthly utility bills drain your wallet?
If you're nodding your head yes, Renewal by Andersen is your best solution. They custom build and install weather-tight replacement windows and back them with a generous, fully transferable limited warranty.
Call now to schedule your free design consultation. Plus, take advantage of this limited time offer with incredible savings and attractive financing. Don't miss out. Call Renewal by Andersen today.
One good guess.
Cursed romance. Star-crossed lovers.
You better work! Deserves another.
Egyptian writing.
Hieroglyphics.
Wow! I felt like the person shouting wrong answers at the study group.
And another.
Opposite water? Sand.
25 words or less.
You did it again. You're going home with another $10,000.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Now for some entertainment news. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin reports in the Hollywood Nations.
Icons team up, Avatar swims to the top, and sink your teeth into a new vampire comedy in today's Hollywood Nation.
Renfield.
It's horror, comedy, and Nicolas Cage as Dracula. Take a first look at Renfield. The trailer shows Nicholas Hoult playing the title character, Dracula's loyal servant, ready for life outside his work with the Prince of Darkness. The film is in theaters April 14th. Netflix shared a closer look at the series Breakpoint, which premieres January 13th. It follows a group of top tennis players on and off the court competing in Grand Slams and tournaments all over the world.
I'm never going to meet a woman who understands me.
The streamer also released a full trailer for the movie You People, which debuts January 27th. A star-filled cast includes Jonah Hill, Lauren London, Eddie Murphy, Nia Long, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and David Duchovny. The comedy is about a rideshare mix-up turned love story, which is in turn tested by their respective families. At the box office, Avatar: The Way of Water has surpassed Top Gun: Maverick at the global box office as the top-grossing film of 2022, with more than $1.5 billion. It's now the 10th highest-grossing film of all time. In music news, Shania Twain released a new single and video for